Guys, if you hadn't picked up on it, I like to use working out in the yard references a good bit for my spiritual lessons. Um, and there's a reason for that. I mean, one, I enjoy the work. But believe it or not, guys, there are spiritual lessons to it. Yeah. Physical labor, working with your hands, is good for your spirit. It's good for your soul. It's good for your body. It's good for your mind. If you find yourself maybe really anxious about something, go work out in the yard. Go pull some weeds. Go mow the grass. Cut down a tree. Whatever it is that you got to do out in your yard that you've been thinking about doing. Go do some physical work with your hands. It'll help you sort through it. And then I also bring up a point about the birds. And I like to say this joke, but like I always say, you got to take care of your birds. And I use this running joke. I say, the Bible says something about, take example from the birds, how they don't worry about where they're gonna get their food, where they're gonna eat for tomorrow. They just live. And I usually respond with that and say, well, yeah, that's because they got some guy like me who's like putting birdseed out for them every day, so of course they don't worry. And that's just a running joke, but I say that to tie in, guys, there is something significant about taking care of the birds. Yeah, really, I mean, taking care of the ecosystem that you are a part of, master of your yard. But there is something about the birds. And what is that? Well, guys, birds carry ancient wisdom. Yeah. Now, do I mean like you have to coax this bird into like fly it in your hand and whisper a knowledge to your ear? No. No. It's their mere presence. Their presence gives it to you. It's their present. You can study different cultures in different ways, different people's groups of, their significance with birds. And all of them have their own, view of it. My Native American zodiac is the goose. And my wife's is the raven. And my son's is the owl. Now, a lot of times we think of silly goose. Silly goose. But really, the goose ain't that silly. And in Irish culture, the goose is seen as a mystical bird. But one that is probably my favorite. My Blue Jays. I love my Jays. I can hear them. They're not here now. But they are a group, and they are unique. They're intelligent. And they will also help defend the other birds. They really will. They're quite elusive, too. I have a hard time getting a good shot of them when I'm trying to get them on camera to share. They're like crows in that way. They very much, they just have a sense of knowing that somebody's watching me. And they'll dip out, and they very much, they're actively they are active communicators. That is one thing too about them. I mean, all birds will communicate with each other, but some do more so than others. Crows do that. They communicate a whole lot more, and blue jays do that as well. In fact, one cool thing about blue jays, they will mimic a hawk, a bird of prey, and let all the other birds in the area know that there is a bird of prey nearby. one reason why I really like them. But yep, there's something special to them. Gotta take care of the birds.